There was a castle that did not belong to any map. It stood where roads forgot their purpose, beyond the last fence, beyond the thinning trees, where even the wind seemed to hesitate. Two women found it just before dusk. They had not meant to. They had been walking, talking, attempting to navigate out of the dense foliage around them. But the air changed. First the quiet, then the stillness, and then the castle. It rose from the earth as if it had always been there, and yet as if it had just arrived. Tall spires like sharpening teeth, windows, black and watchful, stone walls, too smooth to be old, too worn to be new. One of them spoke first. Was that always here? The other didn't answer, because they both knew it hadn't been. They should have turned back as they approached it, and thought maybe they could find shelter, because the cold was biting through them, and they were starting to freeze. So they stepped closer, shivering. For a second, the gravel did not crunch beneath their feet. The trees behind them no longer rustled. Even their breathing felt absorbed, as if the castle was already listening. The doors were open, not wide, just enough. A narrow gap. Just a quick look, she said softly. The other nodded. Inside, the air was warmer, but not comforting. It carried a scent, faint, metallic, like rain. They had fallen long ago and never drained. The entry hall stretched high into shadow. Columns lined the walls like silent observers, and the floor, polished, reflective, showed their movements a half-second too late. That was the first sign, but they ignored it, because the human mind is remarkable at pretending everything is normal. They walked deeper. Their footsteps made no sound. Their voices did not echo, and the door, the one they had entered through, was no longer behind them. Not gone. Just not there. One of them turned. Wait. The word landed heavy. Where's the door? The other woman looked back. Nothing. Only wall. Smooth, seamless, unbroken. The castle exhaled. It was subtle. A shift in pressure. A soft tightening of the space around them, like lungs drawing in. They chose a direction, because that's what people do when lost. They pretend they are choosing, instead of admitting they are being led. The hallway narrowed. Paintings appeared. Tall, ornate frames filled with portraits of figures whose faces were almost visible, but not quite. Each time they looked directly, the details slipped. Eyes refused to focus. Expressions dissolved. But in the corners of vision, in that thin space between seeing and knowing, the faces were watching. One of the women began to walk faster. I don't like this. Her voice was thinner now, pulled tight by something unseen. The other reached for her hand, cold, colder than it should be. How is your hand so? I was going to ask you that. They stopped, because ahead of them, just for a moment, they saw someone. At the end of the hall, tall, still, waiting. A figure in the shape of a man, but stretched slightly wrong, as if drawn from memory instead of reality. Hello? The word trembled as it left her mouth. The figure did not move, but the distance between them closed. Not by walking, not by stepping, but by becoming less. The hallway shortened, the space folded, and suddenly it was closer, Too close. Its face, if it had one, was obscured, not by shadow, but by absence, as if the idea of a face had been removed. They ran, down corridors that twisted without turning, up stairs that felt like descending, through rooms that repeated themselves, chairs in the same position, tables with the same cracks, windows that showed nothing but darkness pressing back. "Stay with me," one of them cried. Something followed, not footsteps, not movement, not presence, a certainty that they were not alone. They found a door, closed, heavy. They rushed to it, pulled, pushed. It opened, light, soft, golden, the outside, trees, wind, the world. One of them laughed, a sharp, desperate sound. "We made it!" She turned, but her friend was gone, had disappeared in the castle. The woman stumbled outside, fell to her knees. The castle stood still, silent, unmoving. No doors open. No sign of anything inside. People would ask her later, what happened? Where did she go? And she would try to answer, but stared off into space, not dreaming, not thinking, just missing something she couldn't name.